So good morning all of you. So in this video I am going to discuss about the important topics as per your syllabus of B.Sc program. So the book is, as you know, which is Morris Mano, right? Computer System Architecture, right? And it is your third edition, right? So this is your reference book, right? So you have to study from this book only, right? As in the syllabus they have given the from which topic to which topic you have to study. So this is your book. When we talk about the chapters, the chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, 4, 5 and 8 and 11. Okay, so these are the chapters that you have to cover, right? And in chapter 1, the important topics from chapter 1 are, this is your entire chapter actually you have to cover as per your syllabus. So in the chapter 1, the important part is your logic gates and Boolean algebra. So the number of questions that are asked from these topics, right? Then sum of product form. Then we have POS form, which is product of sum form. Apart from that, we have the combinational circuit, right? Combinational circuit, any of the combinational circuit can be asked in your examination. Combinational circuit. So in which we have 4 like half adder, half and full, both adder and subtractor, right? Which are so easy to draw the diagram and right, and the equation, right? Then we have multiplexer and demultiplexer. Again their logical circuit and the equation, right? Boolean function. Then we have encoder and decoder, which are the opposite to each other, right? So encoder, decoder, right? Apart from that, we have some flip-flops. There are many questions asked from flip-flops. So basically the important flip-flops are JK, SR, this is, I have written JR, okay, this is JK, right? JK, SR, DNT. So their excitation table and excitation table and characteristics equation, right? Characteristics equations can be written using using the truth table, right? Truth table of these, and using the K-map functions, right? So apart from that, let me add another page after that, and so this is your chapter 1. Okay, if you use these, right, and in which the K-map also is there, right? K-map and the simplification. I have already made the videos on K-map on 2 variable, 3 variable and 4 variable, right? And on the algebra, on Boolean algebra laws, and it covers all the important topics from chapter 1. So you can watch these video lectures, right? Then from chapter 2. Chapter 2 we have these, right? From in chapter 2 we have from chapter 2.1 to 2.1 to 2.7, but 2.5 is not there, right? 2.5 is not there in your syllabus as per the guidelines. And in chapter 2 we have covered all the important topics. In chapter 1 actually the encoder and multiplexer are there, so these are the only topics that were introduced in chapter 1, but they were explained in details in chapter 2. So, and they have defined the concept of registers. Okay. So they have introduced the registers in this chapter 2, but they have explained in chapter 5 in more details, right? Then this is enough for the chapter 2, and when we talk about the chapter 3, so chapter 3 the whole number system is there, right? Number system, which is I think the easiest part for you, and right, number system. And in number system you have to cover all the conversions, okay, from one base to another base, and which I have explained you, the including the fraction part numbers like 12.32, and it's given in decimal and then converted into binary, or vice versa, or any of the number system, whether it's octal, whether it's hexadecimal, right? Okay, and whether it's binary and decimal. So this is the very easy part, and you can score from this chapter as well, and chapter 1, right? And then we have subtraction using 2's complement, which is another important topic. Subtraction using 2's complement, right? So in exam they are going to ask you like this, 32 plus minus 46, right? So another question is minus 32 plus minus 40. So this type of questions are asked and have been asked in the previous papers, on previous exams, right? Then we have another important topic, which is floating point. Floating point is nothing but just a representation. You can cover it if you have time, and otherwise you can leave it, no problem. So these are the important topics from chapter 3, right? Then when we talk about the chapter 4 is your so you have to study 4.1, 4.2 and 4.4 and 4.5, only 4 topics. And when I talk about the topics, that what they cover is your micro operations, right? So here we have like parallel, adder and subtractor, and a circuit, 4-bit binary arithmetic circuit, like that, 4-bit binary arithmetic circuit, which does all the operations of arithmetic calculations, right? And then we have the shifting register here, shifting circuit, which shifts from both sides or one side, or whatever the operations, right? So shifting, right? Shifting Then these are the important topics from the chapter 1, and apart from that it is incremental and right. So if you think that you are not comfortable with these topics and you have not studied in your class, and so let me know. I will make a video on these topics and will differentiate between the diagrams of these adder and adder subtractor or incremental circuits, right? So these are the important topics from chapter 5. When we talk about topics, important topics from chapter 5, so chapter 5 is the first is addressing, right? Address, which is your direct and indirect address, direct and indirect address. Then we have basic computer architecture, including the bus system, computer bus system, right? This is a diagram which contain all the basic registers like AR, DR, right, AC and PC, and it is the architecture of the basic computer, in which they can ask you that to draw a basic computer architecture, and these all registers, including input register and output register, they are connected to this to the bus and with each other, right? So you have to explain the diagrams, including all the registers and their purpose, what they are going to achieve with these registers, and what are the functions of these registers in the computer, right? So these are the important topics from this chapter 5, and apart from that, which is very important topic, is your instruction cycle, right? Instruction cycle, so which is fetch, decode and execute, right? Fetch, decode and execute, this is the instruction cycle. And from these some instructions like branch and conditionally, branch and save, return, address, B.Sc, ISZ. They have asked in your exams about these important instructions and the instruction format. Okay, so this is the important topic from chapter 5. You can prepare these topics from your from chapter 5, and then when we talk about another chapter, which is your 8th chapter, right? Chapter 8 is, as per your syllabus, 8.4 and 8.5 are only the topics that you have to cover and study. So chapter 8.4 and 8.5, right? These are some instructions formats. So instructions format, like 3 address, 2 address, right? 3 address, 2 address, 1 address, right? The meaning is that in 3 address the operations are done using the registers, 3 registers, and here with 2 registers, with 1 registers, and 1 is directly variable from any of the stored in computer memory, right? So these are the instruction formats that a basic computer accept and follow. So you have to differentiate between these 3. So you have to study about the definitions and these formats, right? Apart from that, we have some addressing mode, right? Addressing mode means direct addressing mode, indirect addressing mode, and indexing mode, right? So relative address mode. So we have covered all these topics, and if you feel that you have to revise and or these topics, and you need a quick revision of these topics, so definitely I'm going to create a video lecture on these topics, important topics, right? So that's it for chapter 8, and for chapter 11 we have the important topics of chapter 11. So in chapter 11, this is basically input output organization, right? And in chapter 11 you have to study 11.1, 11.2, 11.4 and 11.6. This is your syllabus. But when we talk about the important topics, it is your first of all your explanation of input and output interface, input and output interface, right? And second, that how the role of the various input output registers which helps to interact with the computer memory and gives us the output, and how the various interface modules are connected to the bus, and how they give you the data and all. Then we have modes of transfer, which is another important topics. Modes of transfer, right? Yeah, the ways in which we can or the computer transfers data from one register to another. So there are various modes, so you have to study that, which is your programmed IO. Then we have if an interrupt occurs, which occurs many times, so interrupt, right? Interrupt cycle and interrupt initiated IO, input output. So these are some topics, and apart from that we have the DMA, which is the most important topics. DMA, direct memory access, right? And DMA controller. So it covers both the topics in DMA transfer and DMA controller. Okay. So these are the important topics that if you do this much, you will cover 99% questions in your exam. So best of luck for your exams, and let me know that if I can help you by making some videos or providing some materials through my lectures, right? So thank you very much.